that is thou, and the land that thou seest now to have root, shall thou seest wasted suddenly. So that's what's going to happen eventually, right? Right. For if the Most High granted thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet that the sun shall be suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day, and the blood shall drop out the wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled, and even he shall rule, whom thou look not for that dwell upon the earth, and the fowl shall be taken in flight, and the fowl shall take their flight together. So that's what's going to happen, man. All right. But these people are very proud. They're very arrogant. All right. And it's going to come like a thief in the night. Right? For the Sodomite sea shall cast off fish, and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof.
And at night is going to the rulership of the so-called white man. He saw the damn devil. Because everything is meant to be shrouded in mystery and in righteousness. And we have a little bit of speaking of pride parade, right? Also going to the place that we're now living in, Babylon the Great. Psalm 23, it says, yea, though I walk through the valley at the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. So the word valley there is going into a low-lying place. I'm going to rule it at that word valley. Up. So the word valley is a phrase, and it's a strong info. It says guys, right? So, right? And then with the root word is H4116, Strong's info. It says exaltation, arrogance, lifting up, pride. Right? So this is not the most the straight shooter, man. Don't miss. Right? So this is a place of darkness, right? Everything there is on the left-hand side is contrary to what's life promoting, right? So this is why we speak against it, and this doctrine is not as a love and feel-good thing. We walk around with signs with missiles on, right? And that should be a Negro's first question, right? After the one asking, when we say, do you see something on this sign? We say, yeah, I'm there. But what do you got of missiles? Because the Lord's about annihilating this whole wicked place of Babylon. You have kids participating in this wicked festivity, in this ritual. All right? Back in Psalm 23. Psalm 23 and 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. So we know the shadow of death entails. It entails a lot of LGBTQ garbage, man. But I will fear no evil.
Yeah, valley is a low place. Right? So this place is low morally, right? Spiritually, right? Idealistically, whichever way you want to slice it, this place is low. And it's going to bring you low. That's why when the nations come here, you think it's all good. And then within 3 years, you're a Babylonian.
Yep.
And your children, you may not practice Christmas, but your children make you bring that tree in.
Right. So it says, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And it's twofold. The rod and the staff is basically, you have the elders and apostles as being the rod. When you get out of line, you get rebuked, and the Lord is dealing with you, you say, you know what, Salakia, and proceed. All right. It's also going to the further form of the scriptures, though, because this is where you get correction from.
Right.
Because the elders and apostles say out of their mind, they're going to say what the Bible says.
That's Revelations 11.
Gone.
He led them to a rod.
Right.
Measure of the city.
Exactly, which, that shows you that brothers need to follow the scriptures for themselves. The apostles and the elders are men at the end of the day, and we believe that they're only spiritual men and righteous men. But if you just listen to what they say and you become a mockingbird, and you don't actually go into the rod and the read yourself, and then get the understanding for yourself, you can be like, you can fall into condemnation for that. Because they're persuaded in their own mind. So you got to be persuaded in your own mind as well.
Yeah, men are just guides, right? They're just vessels. They guide you, but there's a protocol, there's a main substance, which is the scriptures, via the Karpadash, the Holy Spirit. That was it?
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Yeah, this is Deuteronomy 32 and 32, for their vine is the vine of Sodom, and the field of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall. Their custards are bitter. Right? So this is what they're doing, right? On the world, they're pushing alternative lifestyle, which is against the Heavenly Father, right?
I think the face of, I think the head person here in Toronto is, I won't say Jake, because I hate saying that, it's a so-called swarthy man. Somebody that's swarthy. Right?
So-called swarthy.
Right?
Their wine is the poison of dragon and the cruel venom of asp. Is not this laid up in store with me and sealed up among my treasure? To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their feet shall slide in due time, for their day of their calamity is at hand, and their things.
And that's basically a threat to the nations, first and foremost, but it's also 2/3. Right? It doesn't say, is it Zephaniah, where it says 2/3 you cut off?
Yes,
Right?
exactly right.
It's like our 14. 13. Right? So the Most High put a death threats, right, out to nations, but also you 2/3, you rebellious seed, right?
That's pretty much it.
This is Job 10, Job chapter 10 and 21. I'll start at 20. It says, "Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little. Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death." That's exactly right on Psalm 23.
And it says a land as darkness itself. So America is the epitome, it's the pinnacle of all wickedness.
It says, a land, I'll read again, a land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order. And where the light is as darkness. Right? So in the NOT it says, it is a land as dark as midnight, a land of gloom and confusion. So Babylon, what does it mean? Confusion. Right? Where even the light is as dark as midnight. Right? And the point is without any order. The place is without order or arrangement. Right? The festival going on right now. That's without order.
That's right.
That's right.
I got a quick precept. So listen, man, you people out there, and for you folks that I told on the video, simply put, right? We're in prophecy right now in regards to this, but I'm going to show you people in history that this happened on a level, okay? And the fathers are back here again. So I got Genesis. I'm going to go right to the point. Genesis, the point is the 13th verse. I'm going to read from the 10th verse. Sorry, the 11th verse to the 13th verse. It says that Lot, right, chose them all the plain of Jordan. Right? If you know the story, you can go back and understand what's going on. Just before Sodom get destroyed, Sodom and Gomorrah get destroyed. Like the proclamation was this. Right? So it says, then Lot chose him and all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves, the one from the other, right? And here's the point going into it. Abram, okay, was called Abram at the time, Abram, right? Dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain. And
What is Abram mean? What does the word Abram mean for you brothers? I'm asking you brothers. Oh, Father exalted. Father exalted. Abraham, right? And then his name is changed to Abraham. What does Abraham mean?
Father of the multitude.
You know? And the Christians try to tie that in with themselves. Right?
They're taking my birth.
All nations shall be blessed in me, and they have no understanding. I was telling Ashar and Kazak, I was watching the brothers in Dallas, Shalom last night, they were alive, and you had some two stupid Christians, man. You were
Yeah.
here on there, you said,
I
right?
see it. I see it.
You see it,
Yeah, I
yeah.
see it. Those
Yeah,
are
man, it
buggers.
was bugged out, man.
Completely bugged
Demons,
out.
man.
And at the end of it all, the whole argument was that the Son of the Lord, and then the Trinity, and then
Yeah,
they're
Trinity.
trying to, they're bringing up,
And then they said,
yeah.
why are we reading King James in English?
Right,
Right.
right.
Hebrew. It's stupid.
It goes on to say, verse 12, Abraham dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, right? Pitched his tent towards Sodom. Right, so here's the point now. It says, but the men of Sodom, right? And we know it's, when we go back to the book of Revelation, in prophecy, it tells us this place America. Hey, right where this thing's going on right now, right? This is this place is an extension of what's going on over there. They're taking it over, because when I was growing up, right, over there was the militant place. Now here's the militant place. Anyway, so it says, but the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before Yahweh Hashem Yahushua exceedingly. Now I'm speaking specifically with you. Hey, you wicked jakes. Okay, you wicked jakes, 2/3 of you, right? And all of you people that support this, right? The Lord says you're wicked.
That's right.
Simply put, hey, special instructions coming for you.
That's right.
Okay? But anyway, that's the point on that. So, hey, this was a prophecy when it happened. History is being repeated, and the fathers of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, meaning his sons and daughters, are here again, proclaiming the truth.
And Abraham's father, he was in the heathen state of mind. Right? So that's like a precursor to the whole Gentile system. Because in the book of Joshua it says their fathers dwelled on the side of the river. Right? And they worshipped idols.
Yeah.
You know, Abraham was pretty much like a Chaldean. Right? His father Terah pushed him.
Yeah.
So that goes into like them being Gentiles and the Most High bringing them out of that. Dealing with them.
I got something real quick. This is Revelation 18:1. And it reads, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitations of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And that's fulfilling concerning America, because America spiritually is full of unclean spirits right now. All kinds of hateful creatures. Talking about you rebels, man. And you Babylonian citizens, you know, it's full of that. So it makes sense that after the destruction and America being wiped out, being a desert, that foul spirits and animals with these spirits on them are gonna inhabit that place, because that's what that place was, and that's what that represents. So it says, verse 3: For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich.
That's why you see in these school systems a lot.
No, go ahead.
That's why you see in these school systems, you know, they have children as young as 4 years old, and they're reading them books about drag racers,
Right.
and changing their plumbing. And they're confusing these children, man. You know, and that's part of their wine that they put out through the earth.
Yeah,
You know?
that's right.
Yeah, there's an article CP24 brought out today that said newcomers coming to Canada having their first pride parade. And there's one guy who came from Iraq, and he said I had to hide my pride flag because my family they would beat the shit out of me and abuse me. Because I'm so happy and free. That's part of that one. Yeah, you know, you come here, you're just let your freak out. You know, this is the place to do it. And that's the same thing that happened to Rome. At the climax of pleasure and luxury, it toppled it. It destroyed it.
A beautiful point, man. Fallen is the word there.
From within.
Yeah.
Right.
And it says, because I read before, it's exceedingly wicked, but yeah, this thing is fallen, it's finished, that's what we're saying. If you can read between the lines, fallen, this system is finished, right? And those books and all that stuff, man, that's what you people are about, man.
This system is finished in its infrastructure, in its economy, in its people's morale, you know, in the workforce, every which way you're looking at it, this place is failing. So there's a bunch of witchcraft here, like the brother was saying about regular people. How do regular people practice witchcraft? You're idolaters. You worship idols.
The psychics and all that.
Yeah, visit psychics, palm readers.
Yeah, there's even video games that go into witchcraft, like Harry Potter. When it came out, I read one book when I was younger. When that game came out recently, a year ago, it was like a frenzy. When I was working at the gym, it was a frenzy. Everybody was talking about the Harry Potter game, these things, that thing. Even through the video games, you're indulging in the witchcraft.
Like there are movies where they push it, right? I remember watching Harry Potter as a child.
Yeah.
Those were big.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of movies. You got the books.
Yeah.
It's a franchise, no?
And then,
Yeah, it's franchise, yeah.
Six, 8 of them or something.
Yeah, it's about 8 of them.
And then a lot of you Jake women, you like to take up that same movie where you had, what do you say? It said, I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. Some shit like that. It says an oath that they say in the movie. And a lot of people just like it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Fallen.
That's awesome. Yeah. And it continues to say, have committed fornication with her, and her merchants are merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And that's why you American people are you're the greatest consuming nation on planet Earth. You know, so once America gets destroyed, and those of you that are not the elect get destroyed with it, these nations are going to be mourning because they'll be making a lot of money off of you, lots of money. And it says, verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive none of her plagues. And that's twofold, right? We're going to come out mentally by repenting, you know, from the lifestyle that you live before you even privy to the truth. Okay?
We're going to be translated
Exactly.
in
That's right.
a new body,
Yep.
you know, as hopeful members of the elect, right? And we're going to be able to live for a long time, or, you know,
Forever.
Yeah, exactly,
Forever.
basically,
Forever.
right? We're going to be gods.
Yeah, but we're not going to sin.
We can die.
Exactly. That's how death came into the world, through sins. So verse 5, it says, for her sins have reached up to heaven, and Yahweh has remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which he hath filled, fill to her double. How much?
Like how we went into captivity, or whatever. Basically, like the curse is gonna fall on these Edomites and these other nations, but mainly Esau, and he's gonna have to. It's gonna be double, man. Right?
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
amazing.
well, it starts with Esau, but all you heathens are going to feel it just like Esau too.
Double, yeah.
Because especially you Hamites. You Hamites are wicked as all hell.
Ishmaelites.
Wicked as all hell.
Well, they mentioned 4 times in Psalms 83. You know, it's called the nations.
Right.
The ball,
Roll call.
Right.
Yeah, roll call.
Yeah, roll call.
And then the nations.
No, Esau's first.
Then the nations have been living there. Deuteronomy 28, 4:15 or 14.
Con, yeah.
Yeah, living in their heaven, right? And they see their children grow up, you know, they've been planting, you know, having nice work, success, what they do, more about nothing. You know, it must feel like not be looked at as a so-called minority. Minorities mean like one of the state, like your mind is minded, you're insignificant. Have you feeling that that word is a good word? It is a minority, which you curse yourself because the Bible says that Israel is a son of the sea. So it's contrary to what the Bible says.
Yeah, it's a psychological delusion. It tries to make you think you're small.
Come.
I say especially in America too, because there's actually way more. They say it's like third the population of so-called black people in America is 13%, but it's way more than that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, he's a good point, though, man.
See, I can get more space.
Go ahead. You finish your point?
yeah, that's it. That's good.
No, Sean has one. Let me just finish this up. It says, how much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously, so she, and that's why the scriptures say a careless city, you know, careless. And that goes into the word you only bring out, incontinency, right? Which means just not to hold yourself back. You come here in the East, you gotta hold yourself back. Regulations, you have rules. Here you have rules, but everybody breaks the rules. And if you're not of the elite,
Everything's in excess.
exactly.
Yeah,
Food portions, right? Everything's in excess.
Yeah,
The
supersize.
bigger the better.
That's right.
Yeah, that starts with their being able to inflate their dollar, circulate their currency around the world. That's why she's able to manipulate prices. Tell them to buy from them. That's that whole point. That's why she lives carelessly like that, right? Because of the money. She has power over the money.
That's right.
And we just realized as late, Saudi Arabia didn't renew that petrodollar contract. So now you're going to start feeling those effects. It may not happen overnight, but you're going to start slowly feeling it through the process of time.
That's right.
So you Americans, you know, that lofty lifestyle, that luxury way of living, it's coming to an end.
That's right.
Yeah, and then a lot of the Edomites, the so-called middle class, is feeling it. You know, and they're mad. A lot of them is intense, you know, cat and hell.
And it says here, so much.
That's like that luxurious lifestyle that comes from Rome. Abundance, right? That's why they had a god or a way of life called abundantia, which that's where you get abundance from. Right? It's an excessive, lascivious lifestyle. Yeah, abundantia, right? There's a woman who worshipped it, right? And that's the same lifestyle here, man. Supersize everything.
Yes.
You know,
Besides,
yes.
you know that guy, eh?
Yeah.
So I'll finish it up, and it says, so much torment and sorrow against her, for she saith in her heart, I sit as a queen. So that means all, you know, starting from the top American, if you would like, to the bottom American, you all think this, okay? If you're not the elect. And am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Last verse. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. And she shall with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh, Bashir Yoshai, who judges her. That's it. So you're not going to win that war. I know you guys, you know, you top elites are planning, you know, you're fighting against Yahweh Shai with your angels, but you're not going to win the war because strong is the man that's coming to destroy this place. This trends come from the Creator, which is the Most High. Go ahead, Ashok.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 9:13. NLT reads, the Lord Yahweh replies, this has happened because my have abandoned my instructions. They have refused to obey what I say. Verse 14, instead they have stubbornly followed their own desires and worship the image of Baal and their own selection. The image of Baal as their ancestors taught them. This is what they're doing right now. They're worshiping, you know, this wicked, the rainbow. This, according to Heavenly Father, is a righteous thing, but Israel turning it upside down and make it look like it's a good thing.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, it's a pledge. Promise.
They that rainbow from when this thing started. I'm talking about when I saw it here in the 70s. They didn't have all the color. All they had was red, green, gold. Right? They
So
started.
they never had that back in the 70s, eh?
No, they only had red. They only had red, green, and gold. They used to push the Rasta colors, right?
Yeah, because of the mere Jamaicans
Yeah.
came migrated from
Right,
60s.
right. And Rastas used to complain about it, and they started to add different colors, but they don't have the biblical colors. But they're trying to add to that, right? And that's why we go against you, two-thirds of wicked, exceedingly wicked people, because you're contaminating what the Most High has already set up. But guess what? You're not allowed to put all the colors. Even though you're trying to do it, you're bound. But you still wicked. That's the point.
Most of these people that were recognized the south of the northern kingdom. A lot of them. Majorities of them.
Yeah, a lot of Southern Kingdom.
And that's why the scriptures say, how have you become a degenerate? I'm going to bring a precept about a degenerate player.
I'm a script, Deuteronomy, sorry, 2 Peter 3:2, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bring in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. So Noah, he was out there prophesying, all right, during the sons of God, during that whole time. Right?
Yep. Which were Israelites.
Noah, he was prophesying to the sons of God.
Which were Israelites.
Like to repent and basically like turn away from their wickedness. Right? And they looked at Noah like he's a madman, he's crazy.
Yep.
Right? But the Most High told Noah to go build that ark. Right? And while he's building, he was preaching to them. Right? And they thought he's crazy because it never rained back then.
Exactly. And that's the main point, is that when Amos 3:7 says, I will share my secrets, roughly paraphrasing, with servants and prophets, the prophets were told things that were extremely hard to believe. And a lot of the times there were things that had never happened before. Like you said with Noah. What he was told has never happened before. So of course he was going to get opposition. So a lot of you new believers don't get, like when the scriptures say, think it not strange. Apply that not just to your suffering, but to how people act.
And it took about a century to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was a time where people were just looking at it like 10 years went by,
20, 50.
So, what are you doing?
That's right. Right. 2 generations down the line, looking at this guy like he's a bug out, still talking about the same thing.
The Most High, he flooded the whole earth. And only saved Noah and his sons and their wives, right? Only 8 people lived, and basically it was a reset. It's going to happen again. There's going to be a reset in America, and like wherever the 2/3 are, certain parts of the world is going to be affected by the nuclear radiation, the smoke. So some people are going to die.
A lot of people are going to die.
Yeah, a lot of people, billions.
That was elect back then. Those 8,
Yeah.
right? So that nice old lady that makes us cake, you can't not her, but the other baby, you always bring him a lot of pop and stuff. Most saying deal with him, man, right? Most saying a specific number, right? Which is 1/3, and everybody else is to hell with you, all right?
And turn the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly.
And you have scoffers today, they're hearing this message, and the middle of the word prophesying the missiles and a lake of fire to America. Just like our forefather Noah, he was being scoffed at because it never rained.
Right.
These people haven't seen missiles fly
Exactly.
on not magnitude.
Yep.
And delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. So Lot was a righteous, he was Abraham's nephew, and he was vexed, man, right? Living in Sodom, or he was vexed, man.
And he never prayed for them.
He never
Prayed for them. That scripture mentions prayed for. That goes into when he was asking about his
50
5
righteous.
Because even right now, wherever Jacobs are in America and Canada, a lot of our people is celebrating this whole alternative style, man. And they're bugged out, like Atlanta, in America, Atlanta, New York, certain cities where man, there's a whole bunch of dykes and shit, man. Butch and butcher, or butches or whatever they call it. Right?
So that word you use, alternatives, just means the next best thing, as in an alternative route. So you gotta ask yourself, how is 2 men together the next best thing?
You should not surely
life.
Right. You should not surely die.
Good.
What he's trying to say, you're right. That's a good point. It's this alternative lifestyle. This is the next best thing. But when you do your research, it isn't. So it's just saying when the serpent said to Eve and Adam, you should not surely die. Well, you're going to. It just might not be right away, but you're going to die.
Alternate just means going in a circle.
And them alternating.
Yeah, like an alternate. You like it here, then you go here, then you go here, then you come back here. That's out of order, bro. You're a male, you have certain responsibilities and duties. Same thing if you're a female. Right? And now they have these what they call these different bywords.
And deliver just lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. For the righteous man dwelling among them.
But you think it was the old ladies back then? Old men,
Right.
walking sticks, you know?
Indulge in that.
It's the same kind of thing that happened. It's the same now what's happened. The Lord said, you know, on the life of his family, man. And his wife, you know, she probably acting all righteous, you know. And then it shows her up, and when the family showed her who she really was.
Yeah, that's even like guys who like go to church, like guys like T.D. Jakes, right? But she's a flamer, right? For the righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. The Lord knoweth how to deliver.
Sorry to interrupt there, but it's unlawful deeds, so that's, plural, right? So that's many deeds. So Sodom and Gomorrah is not just about sodomy. There was a lot of rape, robbery, murder, a lot of crime manifested. So pretty much Sodom and Gomorrah was really a broken city, just like Babylon the Great is today. And for you to get to the point where you make sodomy legal, and those wicked things beforehand, because that's what it gets. You're the dread. When you get to the end of your society, and you start to see a lot of sodomy, you start to see a lot of pedophilia. So they are a bunch of murderers, man, killers.
Yeah.
They like to shed innocent blood, and that's how this is.
You just keep going to more extreme things.
When you have the roles of, when you have male and female confused or blurred, economy is finished. It's completely finished. That is the fundamental, basic understanding of your life, whether you're a man or a woman.
Yeah, pretty much they destroy the family, the concept of the
Exactly.
family.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment, to be punished, but chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness, which is like that's what they're doing. They're doing like the whole naked bike ride, and they're naked right there down there, right now, man.
Oh, yeah.
And despise government. It says, presumptuous are they, self-willed, they are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. That's pretty much it.
I got something. This is Genesis chapter 19, verse 1. It says, the doom of Sodom, and there came two angels to Sodom and Eden, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot seeing them rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself.
And the two angels one to another in the southern tribe, present day. It's a spiritual thing. And you have to leave, the southern tribes and the southern tribes come together. That breach is now the wedge is being removed. So we're speaking against this Babylon the Great, present day.
And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground, and he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Yea, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread. And they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. So I just want to bring this out quickly because, pretty much you living in a righteous manner makes you a target to these people out here as well. And I just wanted to go back to the example. I remember this is like when the Pride Parade era got really big. And I think that was back in like around 2010. Like it got really, really big and popular. A lot of people started coming in. And I remember we went out on that day. And it was a whole horde of sodomites coming towards our camp while we were prophesying. We didn't know that it was going to be like that, but we actually were a target because of that, because of what we were doing. We were teaching the word, right? So that's another thing, brothers, You know, even though it's prophecy, you're open up to a lot of things that are going to happen in the future. You living in a righteous manner is going to make you a target to these people. So you're gonna go through a lot of things. Expect to fight, expect trials, right? And that's exactly what Lot went through, because he brought in these righteous angels that were there to bring him a message. And the reason why they came to him is because he was righteous. So these people, they're miserable, and they're looking at you like, why isn't he partaking in what we're partaking in?
Exactly.
You see, this right here is a holy conversation. We're not out here. We're not out there, right? We don't want to be out there, man. Fuck those people, right? Because this place is getting ready to burn, right? So that's the message that we're bringing forth today, you know, through the Spirit.
Burn, burn.
Yeah, real quick, beautiful point. No, beautiful point, because the dignitaries are us that the Lord set up. That they're going. Yes, that's right. Yeah, the Lord set
I had a quick precept just to back you up. You mentioned that this is 1 Peter 4 and in verse 3 in the NLT, it says, "You have had enough in the past of the evil things that godless people enjoy, their immorality and lust, their feasting and drunkenness and wild parties, and their terrible worship of idols. Of course, your former friends are surprised when you no longer plunge into the flood of wild and destructive things they do. So they slander you. Right? But remember that they will have to face the Most High, who will judge everyone, both the living and the dead."
Yes, NLT.
That's NLT.
And then what you said about the angels went and unleavened bread,
Yeah.
that's what's happening right now, is the unleavened bread that we're partaking of, right? So the same thing's happening again that happened in Sodom, the same thing happening now, where the angel, the messenger of the Lord, are partaking of unleavened bread, and we're eating,
That's right.
right?
Hold on, real quick. Let me finish this because this strikes a nail. Verse 6, that is why the good news was preached to those who are now dead. So although they were destined to die like all people, they now live forever with the Most High in the Spirit. Where they were destined to just be like regular Jakes, doing what they do, right? Sin against the Most High. Verse 7, the end of the world is coming soon. Therefore, be earnest and disciplined in your prayers. Most important of all, continue to show deep love for each other. For love covers a multitude of sins. Right? So that was it.
Just going back here, Genesis 19, verse 5, it says, "And they called unto Lot and said unto him," remember, these are both young men, old men, so these are all different types of men of different types of ages, and that's what you're seeing out there. A lot of sodomites. You got old sodomites, you got young sodomites, and you got even little children.
And you know what's happening too in the black, so-called the Caribbean community in Canada. They're pushing that whole the dancehall, right? There's a lot of guys who go both ways, and a lot of people is catching AIDS, man. Right? Judgment, because there's some dancehall promoter, and he was basically pushing. I guess he was. He had like men, you know, who come to his house, and basically, like they would wear like shorts and shit, right? So and play loud music, right? You know, getting guys from Ajax, man. You know, so there's a lot of a lot of sodomites, you know, here in Canada.
So that guy put his arm on me one time. I'm gonna let this girl, I'm gonna let you
The same man, yeah. Man's official. So a lot of the Jamaicans, man, a lot of them are sodomites.
Of course, yeah. And African.
On the deal.
I remember I was watching Elder Howard's video. He did like I think about a month ago, and he was going into fluids not being in a controlled environment, right? And that's exactly what you have out here, because when you partake in sodomy, that's another man's oil coming on you.
Yep.
And then now if your woman goes on that oil goes on that too. And I
Yeah.
remember a lot of you lesbians, you're catching HIV because of that. right? So even though two lesbians, they're rubbing up against each other, that oil is still being passed. So that's fluid not being in a controlled environment. So only one man is supposed to sleep with multiple women, and he's supposed to have those women for his own. So that's why you people are getting AIDS, you're getting the clap, all this stuff. Wickedness, man.
Yeah, because women, they'll sleep with a trans, you know? Different people.
Yeah.
And then they'll sleep with a man's.
Wow.
You know, all kind of shit. They'll do orgies and shit.
Yeah.
That's just a bunch of different bodily fluids. You know?
You'll sleep with an animal. You might be with a girl who slept with a dog. Yeah. Now she wants to sleep with you.
Yeah. Wickedness.
Oh, man. Man, you're talking about your pH. Oh, my pH is off, man. These people are just wicked. They're not normal. The Lord's going to kill you.
That's right.
Is that even that?
Just a little more. And it says, verse 5, and it says, and they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. So that means to get intimate, have sex, and do what? Right? So
And in the NLT, it actually says to have sex.
And some of these guys are guys that's so-called street guys, but they're going both ways.
Gay thumbs up.
Yeah, down here, yeah, up here, and in Jamaica too, man. Yeah, a lot of them down there too.
verse 7, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly.
We even use that term today too, where you might meet a girl and you find out that she knows someone and you're just like, oh, you know her. You know her. So that word still means the same thing today. Yeah, I know that girl.
That's true. That's true.
I know her. So that's what the scriptures are saying. Because that's the term. When it says Adam knew Eve or whoever knew this person, this is simply sex.
That's the most intimate you can get.
That's right.
Even when you want to rap to a girl, that's the point.
It says, and I said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, now I have two daughters which have not known man. So two virgins. Let me, I pray, so they don't even want good box, man.
Yeah.
They want pass.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry to be vulgar, but they want pass. They want shit on their dicks. You know how disgusting that is?
A lot of them I think in Jamaica there's a guy, or a group of guys who, I guess the guy he came from jail, and basically a couple of days after he got raped, and I guess they cut him up, and they slept with the fucker. So these guys are wicked, man. They're real sodomites.
In Jamaica.
Yeah, yo, Jamaica's a corrupt place.
Yeah, they're not interested in the milk and the sweet lemonade.
They're going after men.
That's right.
So it's very nasty, man. And it's here in the same thing in America too, right?
The same spirits that was back in them days is now it's called spiritual slime in Egypt. So the same crap was going on back there. The spirit is running rampant, right? Present day, right?
You have more up?
Yeah, just gonna finish up here. It says, behold, now I have two daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do you to them as good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And he's showing them hospitality. You know, he took them under the roof, so you know he's responsible for them. So you know he's taking a lot of heat. You know, taking a lot of heat for those righteous men that came, which were really angels. You know, so he could have lost his life. His house could have got burned down to the ground. Because you know these sodomites, they're very violent, man, and vicious. And I'll never forget that account. Back in 2010, those people were fucking violent. They wanted to kill us, man. But really the Lord, he had his angels in front of us, and then they just left. You know, so they're very violent. Gay people are not happy. They're very violent, man. That was it.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is Leviticus.
Real quick, that was a quick point, because it's clear, it's clear that they could never be interested in the milk and the sweet lemonade, right? Because they're fucking wicked, man. They're exceedingly wicked. We're in a bad time.
Like this, the book of Leviticus 20 and 13, the NLT. If a man practice homosexuality, have sex with another man, as well as the woman, both of them have committed a detestable act. They must be put to guilty of a capital offense.
Capital offense would be put to death. In ancient world, when you made a capital offense, you put to death right away. Right? So, and you know, we're just messengers. So we're telling you what the Most High thinks about you and your lifestyle, what you're doing. So the Most High says the capital offense, and the capital offense was death. That's what the Most High is going to do to you.
And the NLT.
And a lot of these people, they got turned out when they were young, but there's a lot of these guys are into rituals. Right? Sometimes it's ritualistic. So sometimes it has nothing to do with their childhood. These guys will join certain groups, and in those groups you have to perform certain rites. And those rites that you perform is with men. It's going to be men on men.
Right.
So this is what they practice.
Leviticus 20 and 15. In NLT, if a man have sex with an animal, he must be put to death, and the animal must be killed.
Yeah, that's a ritual as well. Right? It's called riding the boat. A lot of these girls have to practice riding the boat. To where you have to have sex with the boat. That's how you gain more power spiritually.
There was a Black Mirror episode of some
Yeah,
a
pig.
pig. Yeah, so he's like a prime minister.
Yeah, public
Intelligence.
Oh, I think I watched that.
Like that's what they're saying. That's how you get to maintain his power and whatnot. They have land.
That's how the elites humble the politicians. As those politicians are all just, puppets.
Right.
So to get them under control, especially if they push back against certain agendas, they just blackmail them.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
The CIA calls it honeypots. Honeypots. And Hugh Hefner, his building, it's a huge honeypot.
That's exactly what it is.
You go down low, you got all kinds of underage women and children, and you get pictures, they're on drugs. And so now when you try to step out of line, they got all this video and data on you. So you got to step back in line.
Disney has a show, Winnie the Pooh,
Yeah.
the honey pot.
Oh yeah, Con.
Right? That's how these devils roll, man.
Right.
You know? Then you have today you have a pizza shop, pizza
Pizza Gates.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. That's what happened with you people, the black people's favorite guy, Martin Lucifer King. Right? The CIA was following him all throughout because he was a communist, right? And which means that he's a Luciferian, which he was a 33-degree Freemason actually, but they followed him because of what he was pushing. Right? He was pushing that agenda, and they got him on tape doing all types of lewd. They labeled parts of his file obscene. Look up that word. Somebody get that word obscene. That's what they labeled parts of it because he was into all types of demonic sex rituals.
It says obscene, offensive to the senses, to the taste and refinement.
That's exactly what he was about, man. He was about those types of things, man. Because if you were just sleeping with women, why would it be called obscene?
God.
That would be normal. There's nothing obscene about a man sleeping with a woman. It's not obscene. So obviously you were doing something that was disgusting.
Yeah. I got something here. This is 2 Peter 2:2. It says, but these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of things they understand not.
Yeah, you destroy. That's how you stop the wickedness. Right? There's some people, it's called you being put on your misery. Right? That's sometimes you have to put down a horse. Right? You have to put down an animal. An animal could be so injured that it's just like the most humane thing to do is to put him out of his misery. A lot of you people are so inhumane. It doesn't matter where they put you, it doesn't matter where they house you. Housing you somewhere doesn't make any sense. That's why they put the people on so much drugs, because there's nothing that you can do for you. You're sick. A lot of you are sick individuals.
They gotta use the witchcraft to counteract the witchcraft.
Con.
The word root in the
Double up.
is in the Greek, a logo.
Double down.
It means that's the
people like that come up to the camp.
Irrational. Hey, like that bugger who went to the Detroit camp, right? And he's talking about a brother gave him a string with
And
a,
then put it in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and he's saying that's some witchcraft. He said you gotta put a witchcraft on it.
Well, he's saying
Absurd.
brothers, yeah, he's saying brothers actually injected him with something.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it a video?
what GMS camp do you come
A
to?
long string. Say that, brother, put it in his hand.
It was a long string with a red antenna, a small red antenna.
He took his hand.
It looked like a hair.
Completely bugged out.
And he was an associate, so he came to check the brothers. And then he said, I need an explanation. I need an explanation. What spirits? So when I come next time to camp, he said, if I get carnal, you guys are gonna call me crazy. Piece of string flew out from the fucking air. You know, caught onto your garment. You're talking about a brother put it there. You're gonna have a lot of spirits out there. You can come to the camps. They're the brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going back to that group spirit. Because I was looking at the word on the entity. Same thing when it tells you if you want, right? You're stupid. Right? So the Lord put that demon on you. Stupid demon, and it says dull, it says brutal. Right? That was brutal.
There's nothing like dealing with someone who's like stupid and physical. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes,
It's nothing
yes,
like
yes.
dealing with someone who's like that. They're dull in the spirit.
Remember the scripture saying that it is easier to bear sand, a weight of iron,
Yeah.
than a fool.
Yeah,
To bear a fool.
which is crazy. The weight of iron is like it's better to lift your PR and just knock out and you couldn't lift it than to deal with a fool. You know what I mean? That's heavy.
Hey, you brothers remember, man, back in the day, Dundas, a guy would come for 2 hours, man, 3 hours, just yelling, talking shit.
Yeah.
Remember that wall back then?
No?
Who was
Yeah, King of John.
And he would not leave.
Yeah.
No, Santa Claus. The Santa Claus. Old man.
Oh yeah. The short guy.
Brothers have a
They loved us.
But he said send him over to our side. Send him over there. Come over to our
Yeah, go ahead.
Happened to that guy. I remember him.
Or you know what, let me finish this first. It says, verse 12, it says, but these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they that count it pleasure to riot in the daytime, which is happening now, spots they are, and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings while they feast with you. So there's a reason why the apostles, spirits on the apostles keep saying this to angels in every camp. Okay? Having eyes full of adultery. And adultery, is obviously adultery is basically another man's woman. Idolatry is when you worship other gods. But both situations lack holding yourself back. And that's what this society is from. It's about. It's just letting go, holding yourself back.
Go with spirit.
Yeah, con. Do as you, con.
Yeah, that's why the movie, it says consume, like everything else said, consume. They live. Everything you just see, consume. Which everybody has that spirit. Even we have that spirit, but that's why the scriptures is so good for us, because we have Sabbath, where we have to withdraw. We have Day of Atonement, where we have to. So these things are good. Are good for all
Isn't there a
men.
company called Obey?
Oh yeah.
Obey.
Yeah.
They say it. Yeah. Having eyes full of adultery and cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls, and heart.
Hey, because remember, we're feeding the demon, right? Just like when most people eat, the elders, you brothers who deal with nutrition always get into this. You guys are like, oh yeah, you guys are eating empty empty calories.
Right, right.
But you're feeding the worm. But that worm inside you is the damn demon. Right? You're always feeding. You're not feeding yourself.
Right.
You're feeding that worm.
Yeah.
That's why you see people get so fat. Right? They got that, they call it obesity.
Yeah.
It really just feeding, yeah. It really just feeding
A demon.
It's uncontrolled because it's uncontrollable. Yeah, it's uncontrollable. Even if you, because I watch certain things and you see them and they're just eating.
Yeah.
And you can tell that, yeah, they're just there. It's just like,
Yeah. It's an activity.
yeah.
Gorging.
Yeah, they're just gorging.
Can't help it.
And it says unstable souls and heart, they have exercised. So this is something, it's not just something that just jumped on them. They were exercising it. They were exercising the demon. Exercise with covetous practices.
And Esau knows that, man. Covetous practices. Right? They'll say, obey your hunger, obey your thirst.
That's right.
It's food. It's food to die for.
Yeah.
You don't have to die for it. I thought food was to live.
Right.
Why is it to die?
Even with their commercials, their commercial makes you want what somebody else has, right? Because then they'll do the commercial to where there's a guy in a nice car, and then it'll just be like, yeah, I want it's cool.
Yeah.
Even though your car.
There's that thing called carjacking.
That's stripped out. Well, why were you out?
Yep.
Break yourself, fool.
And heart that exercise covetous practices curse children which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Baal and son of Beor.
And that's why we go into these things, because at the end of the day, everyone's going to come and ask us why we believe what we believe, right? And to be honest, that's a logical question, because there's so many different belief systems, right? Like, you can Google how much churches there are in the world. There's hundreds of thousands. So it could be like, okay, here we go again. Right? So we need to understand where certain things go back to.
That's right.
And that's what the brother just read, right?
Who love the wages of unrighteousness, but was rebuked for his iniquity, the dumbass speaking. Yes, the dumbass.
And we could go back to a man, right? That's why the Bible is so important, because we have instances, right? We have history where we can say, let's start from there. The Tower of Babel is a focal point in life. The flood is a focal point in life, in history, right? The brothers were mentioning Sodom and Gomorrah. These things are focal points in history to say, okay, let's stop there. Let's figure out what was happening. Let's see what they did. Oh, that's what they did wrong. And at that time, they were worshiping man. It just happened to be Nimrod, Semiramis, right? So they were worshiping man. They had women as goddesses. Right? So it's just like, okay, now I understand. But that happened before the flood as well.
That's right.
They just carried that pre-flood knowledge.
Exactly. That's all they did. And all these belief systems grew.
That's right.
When the Most High separated us, all those things just expanded. And look, now we're here. So people are like, how you guys know we were telling the truth? Because we're going back to the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Father. Right. We're no longer going back to any religion. We're getting out of religion. Right. All religions are corrupt. Right?
Our belief leads to us knowing.
Exactly.
First we believed, and then we went and found out. You know, as it says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So because Esau so sad with it, he removed knowledge from it, and then now we destroyed it. Right? So we search all the knowledge now based on the belief, and somebody said, I believe Jesus Christ was the Lord, now we don't believe it anymore. Now we know that it's Yahushua.
You tied it into one.
I hear
God. And it says, I'll finish it up. And it says, the dumbass speaking with man's voice forbade the madness of the prophets.
Okay, this is Revelation 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth and that hear the words of this prophecy and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Yeah, and reading is synonymous with understanding. When you read something, you don't understand what you read, you really read it. You have to really understand it.
That's why
They kind of it's very
Right.
That's what I'm reading.
Go ahead, boss.
precept.
Balls on up.
Oh, okay.
You can bring this over real quick.
This is 2 verse 3 and 7. It says, and unto him, talk about Adam, thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed, and immediately thou.
And I gotta say this because a lot of people are just like, oh, there was knowledge before the Bible. Yeah, you guys are right, but
That was still the Bible.
the Bible means nothing. We had words before we had a book, right? So yes, you guys can disregard the book, but the word, the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding that the Most High set for this earth has been around from the beginning.
Right. And the words in that book are the words we were speaking before the book.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Right on playing tables.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Able knew to bring a righteous sacrifice.
That's right, brother. That's right.
It says, and immediately thou appointest death in him and his generations, of whom came nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number. And every people walked after their own will, and did wonderful things before thee, and despised thy commandments.
Do as thou wilt. That's like the brother just said.
That's it.
Right.
That's Jacob, and all these nations,
Yeah.
right? They walk after the imaginations of their heart.
And even their tattoo, only God can judge me, is that as well.
Right.
That's do as thou wilt energy as well.
Exactly.
Right? When you tell a man you can't check me, that doesn't
Right.
make any sense. Because
Right.
somebody can look out for your soul. Somebody
Right.
can look out for your best interest. So to
Right.
say only God can judge me means that you're not willing to take correction.
Correction, exactly. Because who is our God? You know, and on top of that, with Christianity, they always, they use God and Jesus as a different piece. God is too vague. You could be your own God, right? That's why you say, Lord, God knows my heart. So you're your own God then. Yeah. So when you say only God can judge me, you really, like you said, you're not trying to take correction from no one because you're your own God.
He just want to be a straight idolater.
It says, verse 8, and every people walked after their own will, and did wonderful things before thee, and despised thy commandments. And again, in process of time, thou broughtest the flood upon those that dwelt in the world, and destroyest them. And it came to pass in every of them, that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these. Nevertheless, one of them thou leftest, namely Noah, with his household, of whom came all righteous men. And it happened that when they had dwelt upon the earth, and it happened that when they that dwelt upon the earth began to multiply, and had gotten them many children, and were a great people, they began to be more ungodly than the first. Right?
That's why that guy, Brother Shore, is saying that he seems only transgender, and he, I don't know, one of my brothers posted it, and the what? Posted Brother Shore says he was transgender and have a fake vagina, and he feels better than the real one, so now he's done with women. Yeah, he's one fake vagina now.
Actual actor?
Brother Shore, the actor, yeah. I think the one posted today.
It says, verse 13, finishing up, now when they had lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou showest thy will. See, so that wasn't a book, that wasn't a manuscript, that was verbal, that was in the spirit. And made us an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed.
That's right.
And unto him,
Racist.
that's right, and unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau.
Racist.
And so Jacob became a great multitude. That was it.
And then you want us to be here for another 50 years in this place?
Come on.
Yes.
But Christians read that and they don't understand it's seed and seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this is very seed. It's a seed with no S. You know?
Unless the seed don't read it.
And understand words.
But when you read it, you just read it. It went from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob and Esau, and it said put by Esau, but he didn't even mention Ishmael. He didn't mention the 6 sons by Keturah, right? He didn't, you know.
Exactly.
You know, it just went straight. But that was Abraham's seed too.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Sirach 14:4, it says, "He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul, gathereth for others. That should spend his good righteously." So if you go in the word righteously, it goes into as a synonym, synonym? Extravagant. Yeah, synonymous with the word extravagant. Extravagant goes into it says recklessly wasteful, right? So we're talking about like men that are, I guess, obese, eat a lot, the men that spend a lot of money. We're talking about, yeah, it's excess, like the pride, those guys, right? They don't love themselves. They actually hate themselves. We're talking about that, right? It says, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods."
He starts spraying the chemtrails, and that's evil to himself.
Oh, that's Esau. That's Esau. That's Esau.
You know?
Well, of course he hates himself.
Putting defecation in the water,
Yeah.
and bleaching and having to drink it.
Yeah.
And if you try not to drink it, you still gotta take a shower in it.
Yeah. There's no way out.
And your skin absorbs it same way,
Done.
right? It's the largest organ.
It says, verse 6, "There is none worse than he that envieth himself. And this is a recompense of his wickedness."
Yeah, and that's someone who envies himself. Yo, that's a deep thought. That's a deep thought. Whoever wrote that, that's a deep thought. Someone who envied himself is someone who it's like Esau, really. Because Esau knows he was created to be destroyed. When he goes to the scriptures, he knows that he was created to be respected. So him, not accepting his lot is what makes me more wicked.
Maybe it's sort of like a self-hate, self-hatred. If you envy yourself, self-hatred is going to happen now. It's a pride month.
Yeah.
Because you hate the fact that you have to appropriate. You bring back you.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is against life and living. Right?
So you're against order because you were brought back a certain way. Let's say you hate yourself because of particular things, but you were brought back that way. So is the Most High making a mistake, or are you in the right? You know what I mean? Which one is it? You have to accept the Most High brought you back this way for certain reasons, but that's what we got. We were privy to the truth. Why the Most High brought us back. Why certain things are going on in our lives, why babies are born all, defamed and broken and whatever, is because the spirit in that body is living out judgment. And that's something that you guys don't understand.
It says, verse 7, "And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly."
On chance. Both sides good. Both sides
That's
good.
good. Yeah, the Most High made him do it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, God.
Like printing a Bible, they make a printer to make Bibles. Damn, it's a Bible.
Yeah, the water. Yeah, the internet.
Good.
The water.
Good.
Yeah.
You know?
You're good. Thank you.
Real quick, because you brought up when you were reading as well the word blemish, right? And it's here. Real quick, I got it because everything that was just broken down, just in case you dummies fall asleep up there, all right? That will see this video, all right? People know who I'm talking about. That's how the Lord, the men and women that follow in the spirit and in truth. It says, disparage in the word blemish, dishonor, impair morally, right? Damaged or spoiled. So in the spirit, we can see that, and we can also see the identifying marks, man. So there's nothing that you can tell us. This place is finished.
That's right.
Right? And you people that keep doing that, you keep talking a good game, do your shit. Right?
Yeah, and
You know, colonization.
the scriptures say to be unspotted from the world. So those things are blemish. The blemish is really things of the world that are seeping into your soul, into your spirit, and then they're playing out. So now you're blemish, you're spotted. We all are, but at the same time we aren't because some of us, if not, Lord willing, all of us are the elect. And we hope that, we're that cleansed soul, blah, exempt from judgment. But if things in the world are seeping into your life and they're playing out, you got to put a stop to that. That's a spot on your soul.
Some men in Israel got grape juice stain on their garment. Yeah. Grape juice stain.
Right. Spilled on you.
Good. Yeah, Risa. This is Psalms 150, verse 6. It reads, "Let everything that has breath praise the Lord." We say Yahweh, Yahushai. And that breath, to the average ears, carnal ears, you think it means like a Moabite, or Ishmaelite. Don't praise the Lord. But that breath is going into wisdom 7:25. That I'm sorry, it said that breath is wisdom.
Right.
Right?
24.
Right? That breath, everyone that has wisdom, understanding, praise Yahweh Shai. That's why there's the meeting every Saturday, Sunday. Some brother go whenever they can to push this word forth. It's a vibration, right? That heralds the Lord Yahweh Shai and his return.
That's right.
Right?
You can't live without breathing.
That's right.
Right. And the Most High, talking in the Most High's perspective, if you're not breathing his breath, then you're not living. To him, you're dead. Go ahead.
That's it.
This is wisdom of Solomon 12:1. For thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. Therefore, chasten them down.
So that means there's no hell. If the Most High is incorruptible, incorrupt, out of corruption, all right, his spirit is in all flesh. Why? Because IUIC or IUSPK, whatever, they had a Christian roll up, and the man was saying that your soul is going to burn. Your soul is going to burn. That's what he said. But the scriptures say that the spirits are ministering fires. How can your soul burn if it's exactly
Fire, burn fire.
Come on, man. So there's no such thing as hell. It makes logical sense that you live a life here, you die, and you go up and see judgment. You see a judge. You live your life out like this. 40% of it was righteous, 60% was wicked, and this is why you're going to live your next life like that. That makes straightforward sense. When you guys want to go into some mythical idea of hell and all that, because you're the same spirit that worship those false gods back then.
That's right.
It really does have a money making scheme, that ideology, right? So if IUIC is pushing that, then they really just want money from their congregation.
Yeah, because we have the power to forgive you.
Therefore, chasten thou them by little and little that offend, and warnest them by putting them in remembrance wherein they have offended, that leaving their wickedness they may believe on thee, O Lord. For
That's the elect. You're going through what you believers, all of us, you believers out there, you're going through what you're going through because the Most High doesn't want to put you in the same clump as these heathens. These heathens, the Most High is chastening little by little, so okay, you can't go here, you can't go there, you can't do this, you can't do that. So that you're literally on a straight path. Narrow.
But this scripture ties in with what this brother just read, because at the end of the day, how do you show the Most High love? By keeping His word, by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? So that's how they tie in together. So if anybody wants to know how to please the Most High, what this brother just read, but you please Him by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's all He literally asks for. He doesn't really ask for much, right?
That's true.
He gives so much, but He really asks for little.
For it was thy will to destroy by the hand of our fathers, by both those old inhabitants of the Holy Land, whom thou hatest for doing the most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices, and the merciless murders of children.
Which is like you're about to do in Bohemian Grove.
Right.
The time period that they do it is mid-July. Right when the summer solstice is past and it's hot, you're dealing with the sun, and you have those fire sacrifices.
We have something known as the Helio rising, or the Sirius star. When that Sirius star rises in the sky, it's around that time of sacrifice. A lot of sacrifice all the time.
Whom thou hatest, by doing the most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices.
Right, which was the Canaanites in that land before us. That's right. They were doing all kinds of wicked shit because they're ham, right? They feel like they're ham. So the Lord was saying, like, listen, I'm gonna bring you to a land that's a demon. I'm gonna bring you to a land that's a real demon. It's talking about shit. Hey, I'm gonna bring you to a land where these heathens do this fucking ritual what you're hearing right now. They sacrifice babies, right? Sacrifice babies to a god that's not me, this, that, and the third. When you go into this land, do not do the things of these heathens. Don't do the things of the heathens. Stick out. Be separate.
That's why the Most High said they shall be
Right.
They shall see all these commandments, they shall see one great. Because you're going to see the fruits of righteousness. When you practice righteousness, you're going to be rewarded good. And when you practice wickedness,
Yeah.
what's the outcome?
That's right, and that's how we know for all of the people who think that you could be a part of this. You heathens could never be a part of this. It's not for you to do. You can't do it. Right? The only reason why heathens are a part of Christianity is because Christianity is a mixture of paganism.
That's right.
That's why you guys are able to do it. You wonder why there's Christians in South America, there's Christians in China, India, and all these places. You know why? Because it's mixed in with paganism. They see similarities with their pagan belief system. But they can't do what we do. Because what we do is literally meant for us.
I would want to MLK. MLK was out of the bowls and had it in. You have Molech.
That's right.
That's why he says, I fear I've integrated my people and burning out. And Molech signifies burning up on our children.
Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah.
One thing I noticed about Edomites when they join Christianity, the only reason why they really join is because Christianity is pro-white. Right? It really benefits them because their image is being propped up.
That's true.
So it allows them to be worshipped. And notice a lot of Edomites, if you show them their image, they'll come up as Christian, they'll renounce the faith. I noticed that too when they don't come up. They don't want to believe in the scriptures anymore.
That's right.
So that's a lot of Edomites.
And also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's
I'm sorry, but it also, when you brought up the word odious goes back into being repulsive.
Yep.
Hateful. Very hateful. But repulsive is something when you look at something like, oh my God, God damn.
Yeah, you want to
But when you go back to a lot of Mundo Magic, I remember Ibar used to bring this out.
Yeah.
You would see a lot of Hamites do a lot of repulsive voodoo, a lot of repulsive witchcraft. They would stuff their whole head up a cow's ass. They would rub doodoo all over a baby and then pray over the baby to get them demons on you.
Wash your head and
real,
face.
the real one
Countess.
had to travel through the ass and then through the mouth.
I never seen that one. I never either. But I did see the movie Narco. It's brought up murderers too.
And also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood.
That's part of the sacrifices.
And actually doing it for the entertainment industry and certain parts of the society. Like our peoples are doing that.
And it's even coming down to modern day Israelites. I was watching this video like cookers, and like they got the judge and the meal, and if you cook well, it's raining. And this guy cooked, he's eating like with glasses, cooked something, and there's three options as to what meat it was. And the third option is human meat. And then they everybody obviously picked everything outside of human meat. And the man said, well, no, it's actually something human meat. And they're all like gagging and like, what the fuck, is this real? This, that, and the third. So these practices are coming right down to your doorstep. That's what I'm saying. Your neighbor could be eating human meat. Like, what's the difference if you like your steak tartare? You like blood, you like it to be flipping his hand for 2 seconds.
then when you eat it with all the blood gushing out of your mouth and shit, of course you can eat it. You know what I mean? If your neighbor likes raw meat, trust me, they're most likely eating human meat.
Yeah, he's a beautiful point, brother. If you guys made this the home, man, you've been set up, right? It's building up to that point. This place is exceeding wicked on every level, man. It's crazy. But yeah, it's just
They got aborted fetus cells in Pepsi and Coca-Cola, right? Legally, if you look up that ingredient, it's aborted fetus cells.
Remember when we were younger, we used to see like a barricade, not barricade, like people, like a funeral, like you don't see them no more. And you don't see no more funeral homes, you know, being busy, people are dying. So they're saying, what's happening with the bodies now?
Where are they going?
You know? Because we can see sometimes some funerals going, sometimes,
Yeah.
less than
I used to see funerals all the time.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
All the time. Not no more. You're right. Not no more.
So like if you may add also, like about going to like this audience acts, like some of the things that these hammers do, like they drink cow's blood, like you know, like they actually they stick at the book, they hold the cow, they drink the blood of the cows.
Right.
So they drink like they do this thing called as female transitions, actually sometimes the old women. Just some of the audience acts that these hammers do. When they do these blood acts, and if you put the word ham, it means like means hard to burn. You know, and like that's the same way like Saddam means to burn. They all tie together.
Even in their lust.
Burning in their lust.
Hey, can you imagine a 1 week old baby throw it in the fire and hear that scream? That's the holiest work. That's a work of preserving nature. That's why when the Lord said, when you go into your land, destroy their idols, destroy their altars, burn everything. Don't take anything. Burn it.
Yeah, but what I was going to say, those people, they're so in a trance into that belief system that they literally go into like
A place like
whatever that thing is. It's like when you go to church, you see them doing the kundalini. That's what these people do. Right? They're high off drugs and then they do that. So these people are wicked, man. Wicked. Same thing with the guys in Jamaica. They were drinking.
You talking about the Smith guy?
They were drinking that body. What was that thing they put in their bodies?
Oh, yeah. Embalming fluid.
Embalming fluid. They would get high, then go do murders.
Yeah, that's what
In Africa, they grind up bones, dead bones, they smoke the bones,
Remember Lord of War? They take gunpowder and cocaine and they sniff it.
and then would do their madness.
with their priests.
Bram, they call it Bram.
Yeah.
With their priests out of the midst of their adulterous crew and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help, that the land which thou esteemest above all might receive the worthy calling of God's children.
And it's so crazy because everything that we do, you can see that it's righteous or it has righteousness or it's been proven to be righteous. Circumcision of the male child is righteous, right? Especially for a man, especially if you ever had the skin on before, and you know the skin used to get under the skin used to get dirty, a lot of infections, it could rip,
irritated,
right? A lot of things could happen. Smell, just
You get cancer too.
there you go. Right? So our practices.
Most of that time was more.
Yeah. Testicular or some shit. But but their works, there's no benefit to their works. What's the benefit of sacrificing a child? Because you sacrifice the child to try to appease the Most High for rain. Because the majority of these sacrifices are done in hope of good crops.
Right, uneven crops,
Right? So all these things, that's not how you please the Most High.
Right.
Because the Most High says the blood defileth the land.
That's right. And that's why the Lord said that when you go among these heathens, you gotta teach them how to worship you. Because only you guys know how to do it. These heathens are worshiping all kinds of different gods.
Right. That's why our law system is going to be set up. And our law system is going to come with punishments, man. It's not, the church system is not how we're going to set it up. We're going to set up our law like a court. People are going to come before us and we're going to judge you. You know, so I forgive you.
Yeah.
It's okay. Go. No. You did what? Kill him.
Yeah.
He said,
You did what?
like,
That's right.
Off with his head.
he's until you go community hours,
Yes, work it off.
right?
Oh, you just raped a little boy? That's okay. 6 months. Well, just sign up for a registry. You're okay. Go back out in the world. Yeah.
You can go door to door.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'm
You
done.
know, the people, and that's why people are going to praise Yahweh Shem Shai, because a lot of you Edomites and you heathens are complaining now, right? I seen this Edomite, he went to court, a woman he just met, maybe like 6 months ago, he married her. She already had 3 kids, none by him. She ended up taking his house, right? He paid for everything by himself. Now she has his house, she has a new man.
Oh.
Like, things like that won't happen in the kingdom, man.
Well,
So
that
people are
that
gonna
bitch that died in Gone Mills.
Judgment.
He was taunting that guy. He said you have to buy me new clothes for my new date.
Come.
Right?
For my new date?
The guy, he murdered her and he took the car.
Good.
I told you that.
I'm not condoning this thing.
Hey, that's judgment.
No, that's judgment.
You know? We're not doing it.
These other spice videos and say, hey guys.
Where we at?
Yeah, Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 2. O Lord, O Yahweh, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Yahweh, revive the work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known in wrath, remember mercy. So there's 2 things that stuck out to me. That word speech, and we're speaking about a courtroom setting, so I looked up in Blue Letter, and it comes out to report and a hearing, right? So a hearing is not being had, and Esau is basically the plaintiff is the defendant. He's on trial. So this is all the courtroom setting, and it says, remember mercy. So we need that mercy to, Lord, the Lord is pissed off, right? So to ask for mercy is saying that you were guilty of something. That's right. That's showing you humility, right? Say I'm guilty, but I ask for mercy. You know. so this is how we are in a righteous mindset. To say, hey man, we went off, we did cruel, wicked things. We asked for mercy. But Esau, on the other hand, right? He's proud, man. He's proud. He's in a pride parade right now. That's right. Jumping around butt naked,
He's not spiritual. He thinks because he was already rejected that he can carry all wickedness and to get away with it. And then on top of that, he thinks he's going to be able to get away with it on the Most High. Because in past kingdoms, Esau knows. He looks through the scriptures, looks through history. The Most High did away with kingdoms. That's why he's going to hide under the ground. Because he thinks, okay, America is a patsy. It's a patsy for these elites. That's a fall guy. So they're like, okay, let me just create an infrastructure and an empire to do all this wickedness. Accuse the brethren, which is Jake, the ultimate salvation is coming out of America. Let it be destroyed. We're gonna hide and we're gonna come out of the ground and kind of rule the new world. It's not gonna go that way. You thought you were smart by thinking of the bunkers. And you're not that smart. You're not smart at all.
Yeah, because they have cities underneath. Even here in Ontario, they have like cities underground that they have.
And the whole joke is the Most High is going to be with them to survive, so that you can be a slave.
Yeah.
But in your mind, the pride and carnality, you think it's to survive, so take over.
My brother posted something where a 30-foot space, a sinkhole.
Right.
The stadium fell in a sinkhole like 30 feet down.
Oh, yeah.
Posted it.
Yeah.
So let me back up real quick, because you mentioned about pretty much we got to take our punishment. And the Lord will pretty much, he's going to punish the wicked.
Yep.
He's going to punish us, but then he's going to punish the wicked. This is Micah 7 and 7 in the NLT. It says, as for me, I look to the Lord Yahweh for help. I wait confidently for the Most High to save me, and my power will certainly hear me. Do not gloat over me, my enemies, for though I fall, I will rise again. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord Yahweh will be my light. I will be patient as the Lord Yahweh punishes me, for I have sinned against him. But after that, he will take up my case and give me justice for all I have suffered from my enemies. The Lord Yahweh will bring me into the light, and I will see his righteousness. Then my enemies will see that the Lord is on my side. They will be ashamed, they that taunted me, saying, so where is the Lord, that power of yours? With my own eyes I will see their downfall. They will be trampled like mud in the streets. And as when Shiva is my enemy.
And that's the best feeling, being in the street, because we're all being punished, right? But when we were in the world, sometimes you would blame God, right? And Jake has that mindset where they blame God for everything. When you come to this truth, you understand that you blame yourself. That's how you correct yourself, right? In the world, Jake ain't blaming himself. Jake ain't looking inwardly. Everything we do, we look inwardly, that's a part of righteousness as well. That's a part of a righteous man falls 7 times and get back up. Jake is always looking outwardly. Oh, look what the white man did. Oh, look what these people did. Oh, look what they did. Right? So it's a beautiful thing that we know our enemies are going to be destroyed, but we also know that our judgment is due to our wickedness. Yeah?
It's called accountability.
Accountability, self-accountability. Yeah, that's right.
Something that the world doesn't have. Everybody likes to play the blame game. Even Esau.
That's right.
You know, when Esau gets pointed out to be the bad guy, he's blaming somebody else, right? And the people follow after Esau, so they do the same thing.
Hey, and you're going to need that mindset for this final test, which is the RFID, because if you don't have that mindset, it's going to be easy for you to take it. To have that mindset, you have to know, okay, shit, they're threatening me with death. I don't care. So you have to have that mindset to where you don't care, because you're just like, nah, you guys are about to be destroyed. You're going to look at them and say, you know what? Yeah, kill me, do whatever. And you're next.
Exactly.
So you're going to have that mindset. If you don't have that mindset, it's because you think this society is going to go on. And sometimes that can trick you, right? Woe to them that go down to Egypt, right? There's a lot of jigs with that mentality, mainly our women, right? So that's a woman mentality to have, to think that this society is mindset to have. Right? That's why the scripture says, woe, woe's destruction. Destruction to you if you think that you're going to feel safe in this society, right? What the brother is reading is us being protected by the Most High, not this society.
Have a quick precept. This is Revelation chapter 9, verse 20. And it says, and the rest of the men which were not filled by these plagues, they repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood.
Hey, and that's what happened to that guy in the movie Leave the World Behind. The black guy got shot. He thought he was plugged in. He's just like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I got the back phone. Hello? Nobody's on the back phone.
His white neighbor.
Yeah, they never answered your call.
It says, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk, neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. Just to be bring this up, because I think it was Brother Kazaf pointed out the elites, which is Esau, he's defending. Even after this place goes down, he's still going to defend himself and make it seem like he's the one that's in. He's not going to repent until the very end.
Although he saw the carefully with terrorists. He's a bitch.
Even though all the evidence is against him, the world is destroyed. We don't have a society anymore to rule over. The Lord came back. Prophecy was fulfilled, but you're still trying to be the victim, right? And then you're still trying to accuse on top of that. So this just shows how this guy's gonna go down bitterly. And he's gonna fight to the very end. So,
Well, guess what? It's gonna be fun in that time, because at least then we'll be able to kill them. Like now you have to sit and you have to listen to hear that talk and just know they're lying through their teeth. Like when Fauci was doing the interview, saying, "Oh, I never did anything. No, I never knew anything. No, I never knew. No, I never knew." And that day we're gonna be able to cut your head off, man. That's gonna be a pleasure.
But when they get plucked out of those bunkers, You know, they're gonna be talking shit.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. You know, Jacob tricked us.
Yeah.
He tricked
Don't
us.
you remember in Genesis?
Great.
Da, 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 he said da, 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 da.
Is this the man
Yes,
that
sir.
made the heavens to tremble? Is this?
Oh, hey, he's not finishing the sentence.
I'm a script. This is Psalms 12:2. They speak vanity, every one with his neighbor, with flattering lips. With a double heart do they speak. The Lord Yahweh shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things.
I hate that type of speech, man. Women do it the most. So women talk, right? To where there's never accountability, right? And when you have no power, it irks your spirit. That's why a lot of men get in domestic violence situations with women. And a lot of us are in jail because women just don't take accountability, man, and they lie. So in that day, all of that type of speech that we're used to, that literally, that's why that man killed his wife on her 60th birthday.
Yeah.
Because she was yapping. He said, yo, I can't take this
Yeah,
no more.
Hey, it said Samson was vexed unto death. Does that mean he didn't think about killing his woman? Absolutely not. He definitely thought about killing her, but he thought about the scriptures too. He thought, yo, maybe it's better if I died. You know, instead of her.
Murder suicide happens a lot right now.
Yeah, Connie.
Everything's
I like the guy in, I think on Don Mill, the guy, he's like a realtor.
Oh,
The fraud
mortgage, yeah.
the fraud mortgage.
That's weird.
Yeah, it says, the Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who have said, with our tongue will we prevail. Our lip.
The tongue is going to laws, right? The decrees they made toward the earth, right? So that's the woman's power. Like the pen is mightier than the sword, right? That's how they get down.
Right, and also these people, you know, can you read that piece again, Slakia?
It says, verse 4, who have said, with our tongue will we prevail. Our lips are our own.
Right, assuming that the economy is still intact. Most times, like a lot of you, especially you women, your pride is based upon the fact that this economy is still intact. Once this economy is done, that's what the Lord says. All that flattery shit is gonna be bullshit. It's gonna be bullshit. There's no economy. There's no 911. There's no.
You ain't gonna do shit.
You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do shit. You know, you're just gonna have to listen or die. That's it.
Right.
Come on, I'm done, man.
I call it male toxic.
Oh, male toxicity.
It's gonna be going on.
It's not. We're gonna be hella toxic. You think we're toxic now? Fuck. Yeah, go ahead.
It says, who is Lord over us? For the oppression of the poor. For
That
the
really toxic masculinity is what you see in jail. Right? Those niggas, that's toxic masculinity, man. Those guys that are shit, popping each other. All of that, that's demonic, man. That's not how men are supposed to live, man. That's demonic.
They said that majority of boys, they grow up in single parent homes. They're women.
There you go.
So that pretty much shows you what toxic masculinity. A lot of
Facts.
people they never really had a father figure. So it's not even toxic masculinity, it's really feminine.
It's rich feminine. Very true. Very true.
Verse 5, for the oppression of the poor, for the sign of the needy, now will I arise, saith the Lord Yahweh. I will set him in the safety from him that puffeth at him. The words of the Lord Yahweh are pure words, as silver tried in the furnace of the earth, purified 7 times. So these words are complete, man. The Lord's words are pure. Right? Thou shalt keep them, O Lord Yahweh, thou shalt preserve them from this generation.
Yeah, which really and truly means that we don't have to prove nothing to you people. Right? Those words are too pure, man. Like Esau, he just came on with the next study saying, oh, the account of the angel killing a whole bunch of people is true. We don't need you to do all of that.
Yeah.
Thank you. We don't need all of that.
Yeah.
We believe.
That's right. So, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted.
I got a precept because brothers going into flattery and smooth speech. And this is Daniel chapter 11, verse 21. And it says, and in his estate shall stand up a vile person. This is going into Antiochus IV. It says, to whom they shall not give the honor of the kingdom, but he shall come in peaceably and obtain the kingdom by flatteries. Right? When you look at this word flattery in the Hebrew, word means flattery, slipperiness, fine promises. As a politician, man, fine promises. You know? Oh, I pledge here and this amount of money, and we're gonna set up this community center and we're gonna do this and right? That's a politician.
I'm telling these people that that's all debt. All those programs that you're like, yeah, we could do that. Oh yeah, cool. What's it called? Sir. Yeah. Not knowing that that's gonna fuck up your own economy.
Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh.
And that counsel that it's talking about is written about in Psalms. What is that, Psalms 83?
Yeah.
That counsel that they have all the time. Every single one of those councils, they're having without you there. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are not a part of those councils. You're not a part of BRICS. BRICS is making major moves. Which one of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are a part of that? None of you.
Council on Foreign Relations.
Council on Foreign Relations.
Foreign relations, you're not thinking about that.
Bilderberg.
Yeah, come on.
The one they had up here in North Europe.
Davos.
Yeah. And you know what? And you know, there's been a recent, I guess, incline in what do you call them? Detention camps being built. Yeah, we did a video on it. These detention camps being built. It's really for you believers. Really. You know, the extras that want to defy because of Christianity and Islam, they'll let them go into the detention camp because they know they're going to get checked. You're not moving on truth. So they know they're going to take a chip. But for us believers, that's really what those detention camps are for. But for us, because Esau knows he's accused of the brethren.
And it's going to be for a lot of your brothers that don't know how to watch your mouth when you're making your videos. Your brothers are going to slip with your tongue.
That's true.
You're going to get too passionate. You're going to say words that are illegal. An algorithm is going to pick it up, and then there's going to be a knock on your door. And you're going to be arrested because none of that law is passed in Canada. No, it's not passed yet.
No, it's
Sorry,
just on the
it's not
state.
passed yet. Well, when they pass that law, you
No,
say
but they have certain
exactly.
laws already in effect.
Exactly. You say anything against the Jays, you're done. You guys don't know that yet? So you gotta be very careful with your own stuff, right? You gotta protect yourself.
Why is it serpents?
That's why it says that.
Scoop you up in the night, put a black hood on your face, on your head,
Right.
take in a van,
That's
and
right.
now you're on a plane,
That's right.
and you wake up in a jail cell and
That's right.
there's palm trees outside. You're like, yo, I'm in Cuba,
Yeah.
you know? Right?
Hey, thinking not strange.
Remember, they built a bunch of them in northern Canada. You guys forgot about that? They built a bunch of beheading machines.
Guillotines.
Right. So a lot of that shit too is for 2/3, man. They're gonna get cut off in that. They're gonna be tortured.
Oh, yeah. Come.
You know, there's a brother I forgot which brother, but he had a dream about that. You should see Jakes getting tortured in those camps by crazy people, man, crazy people. You know, torturing their women, raping their women in front of them, doing all kinds of shit. You know, that's your judgment too, Jacob's trouble.
That's why we gotta pray, man. Gotta pray.
Because you have to, you have to understand, 2 years ago, it was, the conspiracy theorists that made a lot of claims against that thing that was going on, that mass indoctrination where people got juiced up. Right? So they can't have that when this thing comes around because this thing is synonymous with the Bible. That thing before wasn't synonymous with the Bible. This is. That's why they're just like, we have to know how we're going to do this. Because people are going to be able to link it up with the scriptures.
Right.
That's why the Israelite group saying it has nothing to do with the scriptures because they paid off. that's the number one thing to do right now, is to try and take it away from the scriptures. Because when people see, oh shoot, that's what a lot of people do right now.
Yeah, resistance.
They have resistance.
He that sitteth in the heaven shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure.
And that's another thing. The brother was mentioning the bunkers. Those bunkers are made to protect you. Edomite, you have to understand that you won't be in control of those missiles. The Most High is. That's the Most High's anger. The Most High's anger is going to be all the nuclear missiles, man. He's going to direct them and tell those things where to go. And they're going to hit exactly where they need to hit. You Edomites think you're going to fire it in some specific areas. And no, the Most High is going to line it up exactly where it needs to go, man.
And the angels too are going to have their ships, and they're going to be wreaking havoc.
That's right, bro.
Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree the Lord has said unto me. Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
Right? This world belongs to Yahweh Shai. So these bugouts out here in the world, seeking their self-glory, riding in on horses before Yahweh Shai gets his. Because Yahweh Shai is sitting on the right hand of his Father right now, waiting to come and claim the earth. It's already his. Prophecy has to play out.
That's right.
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling.
The judges is going to the elect men. We're going to judge the earth. Sure. Right? For those men. And that's some person who believes. Right? Some Moabite, damn cross-eyed, boot-head bastards. You know? They're going to be the man of the Lord, but the saints.
And the Moabites are not even allowed to come into the temple.
So kiss the son, lest he be angry.
Yeah, that just basically means revving up, healing up about worship with God.
That's right.
Teaching about how Shai, making sure that when you teach the scriptures, you teach the access to the salvation of how Shai. Access. Because you got a lot of these Yah Israelites. They just say Yah. And when they pray, it's just directly to the Most High. Like you're on that kind of level. When there's a spirit that was here on earth and was subject to the sin of the flesh and being sinned once, that's what the Most High is doing.
Yeah, but if you know the scriptures, you know that the Most High's back is still turned. His back is still turned.
Yeah.
He's not dealing with nobody.
That's right.
He's dealing with one man.
That's right.
And that one man is on his right-hand side right
That's
now.
right. That's right.
And he's the only one dealing with who the Most High gave him.
That's right.
That's it.
So kiss the son, lest he be angry and he perish from the way.
Hey, that's why a lot of you people, Slaki, not to cut you off, but that's why you have a lot of these people who are atheists. Do you know why a lot of you men came to this truth? You came to this truth because the Spirit is on you. The majority of the people in the world don't have the Spirit of the Most High on them. Because the only people that have the Spirit on them are going to be the 144,000, right? And the 1/3. But the rest of the world, they don't have nothing on them, right? Because the Spirit of the Most High turned his back. So everybody else right now has demons on them, right?
You said?
Scripture. Going to the bunkers. Book of Amos 9 verse 2 says, though they dig into hell, then shall man hand take them.
Hey, that's why what Conroy said is true. Because the angels are going to be getting busy. The angels are going to know where you guys are. The only people who you're not going to touch is going to be the elites because they need to be preserved. But you regular people that have bunkers, you rich, you Kim Kardashians, you Kanye Wests,
Rick Ross.
angels are going to bless you
Rick
wherever your
Ross.
bunker is.
Yeah.
Rick Ross says that he has a bunker
I'm glad.
that he's trying to build.
I'm glad you
But
guys.
he's not.
Also, a side note, it says that they'll be dig to hell. That tells right there that hell is not split above, let's get burned forever. It means underground.
So if hell's a thing, why would people be digging to go there?
Yeah, why don't you just go find out?
You know what I mean? Like, Yeah, exactly.
Go see what's going on.
Is he thirsty?
Yeah.
Don't fall in.
Crack a little piece. Everybody has had not everybody, the people who have had near-death experiences don't come back with no testament of hell.
Exactly.
They always, even when it's a bugged out Edomite, even when it's a wicked ass Edomite, he'll come back and be like, oh my gosh, it was beautiful.
Yeah. That's a miracle.
Nobody comes back and says, yo, it was hot.
Yeah.
The pitchfork fucking waiting for me. I got 3 jokes.
Got 3 jokes in my backside. Go ahead,
God says, then shall my hand take them, though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them.
That's why a lot of people don't understand. Everybody's always just like, oh, why do they spend so much money on space programs and this and that? Because that money is not yours. That money belongs to bankers. They spend on what they want to spend. They just tell you people now, oh, man, this is budget for here, this is for that. No, that's their own money. They're taking care of themselves, man. When they're going out there and they're trying to build this and build that, they're building that for their own pleasure, for their own safety. They're not thinking about you people. When they built the highway in America, that highway was built for the army.
That's right.
That was for the army. That wasn't built for you people. Right? Those a lot of the I this and I that were built during the time of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Right? So when they found out that okay, we're not going to go to war, they just said okay, let the people use it because it's good for business.
Exactly. And that shows you the difference between bunkers and dumps. And dumps are deep underground military bases. So there's bunkers in this Kardashian and Ross. You're just making bunkers.
Yes.
But you're not making deep underground military bases.
You're not allowed to. They would never give you the permit to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they would never give you the permit to do it. And you don't have the machinery.
Exactly. Yep. They melted. When you go into how these guys build their bunkers and cities, they melt the rock until it's liquid.
Yeah, that's what we have. Well, they rent it out, but it's here in Toronto. They say in Toronto we have some of the best dirt, but it's this thing with that big spinner thing on it. And that thing dig on the earth.
Yeah.
That thing still turns it into water. It's
It's crazy. Hard stone.
Yeah. Mush up stone.
Yeah.
It's true.
But the elites have to approve that type of machine.
Yep.
Exactly.
You can't just get that as a regular job.
Exactly.
That's all I say, just like you heard, like Osama bin Laden was hiding, in the mountains, in the bunkers, and they went after him. So what's that doing the same thing to you?
It's true.
Yeah, Rick Ross on social media saying, I got water makers.
Yeah.
We can make water in there. What's wrong with this guy? Wicked brother.
He's gonna make water from shit.
All the movies, always are the people who made the bunkers. Never the one that never enjoyed.
No, it was a small Edomites and then leave the world behind. Watch Friends, eating Cheetos and all kinds of things, the sandwich.
And you know why? You know why they're never in there? Because you're gonna get jacked up by those missiles.
That's right.
That's another.
I got a precept or something. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 13, and it says, "And the stars of heaven fell onto the earth, even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island removed out of their places. And the kings of the earth, the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman."
Hey, just like Jamaica, the only people that are going to be delivered out of Jamaica is going to be the land. Every one of you people in that land are gone. So you people better mourn for your families now, because they're all going to be gone. those bombs hit, man, boom.
Because
So
of Russia.
you have to understand exactly the Russians are over
Right
there.
there, right there in Cuba.
Right there. So the Americans are gonna have the missiles ready to
Yeah.
So over there, all the Caribbean, done.
Yeah, that great earthquake from the missiles.
Tsunamis.
Tsunamis. Tsunamis.
Just like them on that Port Royal, right? I think they went underground. I mean, you got what do you call it? It had a tsunami and an earthquake. So let's say if there's a tsunami, right? After that great destruction, man, all of Jamaica and certain parts of the Caribbean is going to be underwater.
The scriptures say that every island shall depart.
It says, verse 15, it says, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
Right, so we're reading it right here, Esau. You're nobles, right? You're going to be hiding in your bunkers, you know, with your staff and your maids, your top military general who possesses the codes to launch missiles.
Hey, because you have to understand that they're the weakest people on the planet, Edomites, because when it comes to war, they don't fight wars. All right, when we were ruling, kings would be on the front line. These Edomites don't do that. So when these, who start the war, because all wars are one. So when so when the third war begins, they're going to be chilling, watching it, just like they were watching something fall down in New York that time.
Like I was in New York I think it was for the weekend, right? I was there for like a couple of days.
They said you had some of them on lawn chairs, chilling, watching it.
It's a good thing I
That's a
left.
foreshadowing of the scripture, man.
Yeah, good thing you left.
Yeah, I left because that was like 2001, and I went to school. I think it was on a Tuesday. It was probably around 9 that the so-called plane hit. So-called plane that hit the Twin Towers. There was one, and then I guess a couple hours later, another plane, supposedly. And then after the damn towers, basically the destruction came. Or sorry, not the destruction, but the towers. It was collapsed. It was it was like a demolition.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So this is here, verse 16, Revelation 6, verse 16. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come.
And that wrath is written about in the Apocrypha. What is that? 2nd Ezra chapter 13.
It says, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So we know who's coming back.
That's right.
Take him down. The stone that was cut out without hands, that's the Yahushai coming to destroy the kingdom.
That's why that was space army.
Yep. Satan and his angels. Fighting jets.
And it tells you that he's going to be bloody. So all you people that are preaching this weird doctrine about him, you don't know nothing about this man. All you people that said he already came back, when? Who? This man is coming back and he's going to make a mark. He's going to be known as the top entity on the earth with his power other than Yahweh. Right? Because that power we're going to witness, we're going to be like, what the heck?
It says that the elect were frightened.
And then it says that he's coming back with the host of heaven. He doesn't even need them.
It really doesn't. That's true. When they take out the whole earth.
But he's coming back with all the man. He's coming back with Michael. And Michael is a man of war.
So really created for war, yeah.
What does that mean?
I know. I know.
Yo.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the Lord, he wants to show his power.
Yeah.
So he's propping up like we read in Romans 9, or what he did to Pharaoh. He propped him up so he could show his strength. That's what he's doing to Esau right now. You know?
But that's how you know that it's not just the missiles. It's going to be them. Because they're going to make it surgical. Everything that you're going to destroy is going to be surgical, right? Because they're going to be destroying while saving. So that's going to be amazing. Because it says one shall be here, one shall be taken, one shall be left. But that left is that.
That's right.
It's not just
that's true. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Amos 5 and 18 and NLT.
Because if someone's beside you and they don't have the tawa, you have the tawa, he will come and probably kill 100 people right next to you, and you're just like there.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah. You got the blood spatter on you?
Yeah, on you.
So the blood's on you.
Yeah, you know what you mean?
Yeah, you're shivering. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Psalms 91 going into it there. Brings it up to Psalms 91, right?
Yeah, just said that.
And then the angels are already terrible, but we don't know what they're like in warlike time.
Yes.
We just know when they come back
When
and
they
they're,
chill, they just
they're
show
probably
up.
doing reconnaissance. You know, they're just taking reports what's going on over here, right? But we don't know what they are when they're in a military mindset, right?
Wasn't it Hezekiah that prayed and had an angel coming to 187,000 men?
185,000.
One angel.
It's Syria.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
He was a military man
And he
too.
was afraid. They said that when it happened, he prayed, him and I think it was Isaiah or Jeremiah. And he prayed, and when he woke up in the morning, he just saw dead
Dead
bodies
people.
over his balcony. Just saw dead bodies and saw them.
Like trained military men.
Yeah, real, yeah. Go ahead. Amos 5 and 18 in NLT says, "What sorrow awaits you? What sorrow awaits you who say, if only the day of the Lord Yahweh Shai were here? You have no idea what you are wishing for. That day will bring darkness, not light. Darkness, not light. In that day, you will be like a man who runs from a lion, only to be the bear. Escaping from the bear, he leans his hand against a wall in his house and is bitten by a snake." So I read that, something like that, but Rick Ross, you mentioned Rick Ross, how he has the bunker. Like, he's not going to make it to the bunker. He's not going to make it to the, so many other things are going to happen where you're not making it.
Yeah, you could be on a tour.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Could be on tour.
Put him on the girl's drink.
She ain't know
Or like Snake might get it.
This thing, like, because you actually think you can hide from the Most High, somehow you're plotting your own thing and it's not gonna get you. Like, you're delusional. You're fucking delusional. That's insane. That's actually insanity. Yep. Fucking crazy. Okay, so verse 20 it says, "Yes, the day of the Lord Yahweh Shai will be dark and hopeless, without a ray of joy and hope." And that's for everyone else inside their life.
And the reason why we're praying for this day, because everybody asks us as well, so what are you going to do? Don't worry about what we're going to do. You pray for that day, because at least you wicked people are going to be destroyed. So don't worry about it. I don't care what happens to me. I'm just glad that this wicked society is going to be done. I'm going to be happy just seeing you people get destroyed. Don't worry about me. I don't care about me. I'm glad that all of this is done. I'm glad that pedophilia is going to come to an end. I'm glad that bestiality's come to an end, and all the wicked things that these people do. Here is done, man.
No more dark weather.
No more dark web, man. Don't worry about me. Because the only thing these people are living here to do is wickedness. You want life to go on for what? That's why when Lot's wife looked back, what are you looking back for?
Exactly.
It was only wickedness.
It says, verse 21, "I hate all your show and pretense, the hypocrisy of your religious festivals and solemn assemblies." Yeah.
That's the NLT, and that's what they're doing right now. A lot of people don't understand. That's a religious festival. Do you know how many gods there are of that community?
Yeah.
Right? They have a god named Happy. They have a god named Baphomet. Right? These are all different gods of that place.
Yeah, it's true.
You have the god of drunkenness and revelry. I can't remember his name.
Dionysus.
Dionysus, that guy. Right? That's what they're doing right now. So they're praising their religious festival today.
And when you go to the religion, they actually have on there for every day of the year. They just don't tell you. You know, it's not, it'll just end with like June.
Exactly.
Every month. It doesn't end with just June. They have, every month they got something going on.
That's right.
Says, "I will not."
But sorry, but that also pertains to a lot of you Israelites that are in the faith too. Because you Israelites that so-called believe, you're practicing the high holy days, but you're not doing it for good reasons. You're doing it under false pretenses, so you're going to be judged for that, man. A lot of you there are practicing that for filthy lucre's sake. The only reason why you're there is because you can make a buck or two. That's it. So that applies to Israelites who know the name of the Lord and who are not serving Him correctly. Right? Wicked priests.
The leader, Zachariah, a few weeks ago, he said to his congregation, you can celebrate Memorial Day.
Yeah, he did his research.
That's
credible. That's credible.
Niggalation.
Yeah,
That's very fun in research.
go ahead. Verse 22, it says, I will not accept your burnt offerings and grain offerings, no, I won't even notice all your choice peace offerings. Right? Because like even when that's happening with all the chaos, people are gonna try to pray to the Most High and do all these, can't I do my sacrifice, because before it used to work. Before you used to, you do things, all this wicked shit, and things were happening for you, right? But now you're trying, he's like,
The
nothing
left-hand side works, man.
Yeah.
It works.
Right.
That shit works.
That's why the Lord said, you thought I was like you thought I was put together like you, all like yourself. You thought I was all together like yourself. You know? Just because I let you do your wickedness to the left-hand side doesn't mean I'm not like you.
But it just shows you, man, the law isn't going to just save you if you're not coming in the right spirit. Because all of those things, that's what the priests back then were doing. They were bringing forth the sacrifice, right? So they didn't have the right spirit behind that. So they were practicing the law, but what spirit were you coming in?
Exactly.
I'm going to save you. So it's your faith.
So Yahushua said the Pharisees, they said in Moses' seat. He said all that they did, do you.
Right.
Right? And he said, don't do as they do.
Exactly.
He said, do as they say because they tell you to keep the law, but don't do as they do. Don't
Yeah,
hurt
right.
them. Because they're wicked. They
Right.
don't lift a finger.
It's just our guideline on this side. And even if you do it in the right, if you keep the law in the right spirit, you're still going off. You can't keep all the law. Right? So when you're keeping the law, you gotta have your shine on, basically. You know? Because he did it in a way that was practical and was in obedience. You know, and he was a perfect spirit in a wicked body. So for us, we're not like that. We're not we are, if we're of the elect, we do have if we're of the elect, we are a perfect spirit in a wicked body. But you don't know if you're of the elect. So you still gotta move in the way Yahushua taught.
Sure. This is Jude 1:14 NLT. Enoch, who lived in the 7th generation after Adam, prophesied about these people. He said, listen, the Lord Yahushua is coming with countless thousands of his holy ones to execute judgment on the people of the world.
Right, the seven from Adam. That's what he's prophesying. He was prophesying of the return of our Lord with the host of heaven. You know? The seven from Adam. So this is
Way back.
it goes way back.
Yeah, sure.
He will convict every person of all the ungodly things they have done and for all the insults that ungodly sinners have spoken against him. These people are grumblers and complainers, living only to satisfy their desires. They brag loudly about themselves and they flatter others to get what they want. But you, my dear friends, must remember what the apostles of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach said. They told you that in the last times there would be scoffers whose purpose in life is to satisfy their ungodly desires.
Exactly. And you see them now, they come on some of your videos, they try to sway your mind, they tell you things that, hey, sometimes you're just like, you know what, maybe. And then you do your study, you find out that they're talking shit. But that's their job. Their job is just to make you question. Question the Most High, question the validity of the word. That's the job. Right? That's all that it is. Because a lot of these people, they use the scriptures, they'll tweak it and use it in a way to where they make you question yourself. Right? But you have to stand on your foundation.
Verse 19 says, these people are the ones who are creating divisions among you.
You gotta be careful of division because division is something that no matter in what way it's happening, mentally, emotionally, physically, is bad. Like just for a human being, like the elder brother, he's into health. So he's always talking about whole right? The body needs to be whole. Well, the mind needs to be whole as well, right? So brothers can do that to themselves as well. Just every day, always try to make sure that you're whole. You know, before you go to sleep at night, think about, you know, yourself, think about the truth, reflect, meditate, make sure you're whole mentally, emotionally, spiritually, right? If not, then pray, or ask brothers to pray for you, whatever it is. Right? We're all trying to be whole because we're being attacked. All of us, not one brother, we all are. And we all are. We're all going through it. There's not one person that's doing better than another person in this truth because it's spiritual and the spiritual attacks that we can't see.
It says they follow their natural instincts because they do not have Yahweh's spirit in them.
Yeah, that's what we're running away from, following our natural spirit. Because it's easy to just go back to the old man, right? Or to follow your own mind. That's why everybody, what do you think? I want to know what you think. Forget about the Bible for 1 second. How do you feel?
It says, well,
That's why this brother did the video. You know, brothers are getting a cold spirit on them. That cold spirit is for a reason. That cold spirit is to keep you single-minded. It's not to be disrespectful, but you need that cold spirit. That's why in that movie Heat, the man said when you feel the heat come, you better be able to leave everything in 30 seconds. That's that cold spirit that you have to have. No attachments. Can't be attached to it. You have these things, what the heck, as long as you're not abusing the world, use this shit. This is a war. It's only you people that are on the side that don't know how to use America.
Yeah, no kind of worth entangling himself with the affairs of this other.
That's right.
So the soldiers, you know, so a soldier has his off time where he can do his pastime, you know, he has his little time to himself, but mostly he's on the mission. He's taking orders.
Yeah, like that Edomite, there's a TV show with some big Edomite. He goes around kicking people's ass.
Reacher.
Yeah, that's a good show. Because he just walks with a bag. He just has a knapsack. He travels all over the damn place, he kicks people's ass, and you know, the man don't give a damn, bro. But he doesn't get attached to nothing. He sleeps wherever he can. The man don't get t-shirts.
I was watching
That was moving, right?
brother this morning from Mississippi, Canada, and he said it's nearly impossible. He said you have to separate from your family. It's nearly impossible to be in the spirit when your family is around you.
100%.
When your children, your direct family, impossible.
100%.
because you're caught up in the world at that point, in a sense. Like, you know, I'm my family, my kids, I love my, you know?
Yeah, it's distraction.
It's just like, yeah,
Because
I
your
did good.
natural inkling as a man is to build.
Right.
You're a builder. That's just your natural inkling. You want to build.
Yeah.
And who else to build for other than your offspring? That's a righteous spirit to be.
Yeah.
But it's hard because we can't be in that spirit because it's wicked going down. Time to lose.
There's a time where it's like 10 years ago where brothers could spend more time with their family, whatever the case is. But now it's more, you know, it's more pressing. There's a pressure because the world itself is actually fading. Like the actual world is fading away.
Right? And a lot of those women took the thing.
Yeah.
So you can't trust her no more. If she took the thing, can't trust her. Because we know that she's gonna take the next thing.
God, 10 years ago.
And if you don't, you could argue medicinally that, oh, your kids can't take the but they're gonna say if you don't give your kid that, that's child abuse. So they're gonna take your kid away from you. Your kid doesn't have that thing. What? That's child abuse. Negligent parenting.
It's a little bit more, actually, on the point. But you
Yeah, I just wanted to add, like that we were saying 10 years ago, you know, when we spend more time, you know, I liken that to, you know, the alarm was going off and you kept hitting snooze, right? So now's not the time you hit the snooze. That alarm's going off and you have to get up.
No, but I'm saying like throughout the years, even go back 15 years ago, there's no order. You have to do one video a week. You just did it in spirit. You just did things, and then as the years went by, the process of time, the apostles got the orders from the Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, that's true.
Tighten the noose, man. You know, because things are coming down the pipe. That's gonna some Jakes and Kems, they took that thing. that bioweapon.
And not saying that.
Right? So those guys got shooken up from that. Right? So there's gonna be more things that are gonna shake you up. So that's why you gotta be more consistent in this truth. You know, and that's why Yahushua speaks about if any man suffers loss. You're gonna have to suffer loss in this truth. Right? And suffering loss doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel
It's a
good.
loss.
So now,
That's why it's suffering. You suffer the loss.
Right?
You loser.
Exactly. You never suffered a win. It's a loss. Hurts.
verse 20 it says, "But you, dear friends, must build each other up in your most holy faith. Pray in the power of the Holy Spirit, and await the mercy of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach."
Yeah, because you have to understand your prayer as a righteous man, it helps. Like it might sound weird, yo, pray for a brother. Man might be like, damn, I wish I could do more. That prayer is it.
Enough.
The prayer is what it is. That's what the brother needs.
That's right.
There's nothing more powerful than the prayer. So no, there's sometimes that's all you can give. That's what the brother needs though.
That's right.
You know, never feel bad that you can't give.
Yeah.
Feel bad if you don't pray.
Right. And the prayer is heavy because Paul, he was blinded, and he had to go to somebody else to pray for him, for his blindness to cease. So the Most High, like the elder saying, the Most High sees your prayer as a fervent brother, righteous and acceptable for another brother. And you know what? The Most High will just love that because brothers are caring for brothers and just bless your brother.
Amen. He might work for it. I'm like, it's very powerful. I'm like, and he's away and he came back and he's like, when I come back, we'll do that parade, that thing that Palestinian thing.
Oh yeah.
The Palestinian, we have force, so I have to go and do it. He's adamant about going. Please, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the rain came. The only day the rain came.
Yeah, because a lot of them are joining that cause now. Because there's a division. Huge division.
I have a quick precept on prayer.
I'm almost done.
Okay.
It said, "And wait the mercy of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach will bring you eternal life. In this way, you will keep yourself safe in Yahweh's love."
Psalms 55:17. Evening and morning and at noon will I pray and cry aloud. He shall hear my voice. So especially right now, we're supposed to be in prayer, man. Especially if you're going through a certain situation,
Yeah, because of spirits, they don't take breaks, man.
They never get tired. They never get tired.
Because the 5G signals, they don't take breaks.
Yeah.
The weapons that Esau got, that you can put implant thoughts and voices in your head, they don't take breaks. That's why it's very important to pray right now even more. Just pray. When you're driving, on your bed, wherever, man. Just pray.
Making AI talk, make me talk like you're not,
Well, we're probably have robots inside us right now because we're tuning all this up and showing that the particles inside.
All these bullshit.
Done.
Let me get this. This is 2 Timothy 2 and 3 in NOT. It says, "Endure suffering along with me as a good soldier of Mashiach Yahushua." Soldiers don't get tied up in the affairs of civilian life, for then they cannot please the officer who enlisted them. And athletes cannot win the prize unless they follow the rules. And hard-working farmers should be the first to enjoy the fruit of their labor.
And it says athletes cannot obtain the prize unless they follow the rules. So that means we got to strive lawfully.
Protocol.
Exactly.
Be
Protocol.
brotherly, not asking for money randomly. You know what I'm saying?
Get hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you're gonna be put in situations where it's not fair, and it is unjust what's happening. You are right in your complaints and whatnot. What are you supposed to do? Be still and know the Most High is Yahweh. That's how you strive lawfully. Because when it's unfair and all that, you're gonna want to. The flesh is gonna want to take action upon its own hands.
Yeah, it's a justification.
Exactly. Yeah, instant gratification. Yeah, justification.
Just, verse 7, it says, "Think about what I'm saying. The Lord will help you understand all these things." Right? So with that, we're going to close up with that. Give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakudash.
the honest the apostles, elders, and bishops, and shalom to the elect.
Shalom to the elect.
You know?
One for,